Rest in peace, Christopher Lee. It's definitely a big legend gone, unfortunately.
Rest in peace, Constantine as well.
And rest in peace, Constantine as well.
That's definitely gone as well.
The way that light goes on about it, you'd think that he bloody worked on the damn thing.
So we're not going to get any more Save Constantines now.
No, because
we're going to say farewell to our Save Constantine because
yeah,
there is no Constantine to save. It will not be pushed around other channels.
unfortunately not.
So, but I didn't mean to eclipse rest in peace Christopher Lee.
No.
A great horror actor.
Great horror actor, sci-fi actor,
Metal lover.
actor in general. Yeah, metal lover, who's done his own albums.
Was in the SAS.
Yeah. Brilliant, brilliant.
Legend.
Definitely. So, let's move on to our main topic. Obviously, E3's been on.
E3, come on.
Has it actually finished now?
I think there's straggly
Bits,
shit
going
bits.
on.
Let's call them today. But it's been an exciting E3, I think.
It has. It has.
There's not been any surprise announcements, I think. But there's been a lot that people were expecting to be shown, and a few things that have really seemed to excite people, really. So I'm going to talk a bit about our highlights of the show. And if you've got any of your own highlights,
let us know. Yeah.
write them below there. We'll fully disregard them.
Comment. Tell them no. Just piss off. We don't want your highlights. No, we do. Let us know what you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
So what was the biggest thing for you?
I think the biggest thing for me was the revival of the Xbox One in a way. Even though I'm an owner of an Xbox One, I'm not really in either camp really. I love PlayStation, I'm a big fan of Sony.
Yeah.
So I'm not really an Xbox fanboy. I don't have an Xbox One because
it was the only thing for you.
Yeah, I'm not like fully against Sony. But I was quite impressed really with some of the Xbox One announcements, mainly backwards compatibility, which
It is a big thing, but there's only one problem with it. How pointless it makes the HD remakes.
I know, and the issue is because a game it's not fully backwards compatible. A game company will have to give consent to use their game or for their game to be on the Xbox One. So you'd imagine any HD remakes that came out, they wouldn't give consent. They would just
Probably not.
plug their HD remake really. But I was quite excited about that. I was also
It is a big thing.
slightly excited about the early access thing, which obviously they have on Steam, and now the Xbox One's getting it. So there's some big PC gaming hitters coming to Xbox One, like Elite Dangerous, which is a space sim.
Never heard of it.
And that's just out on the Xbox One, and also DoSA will be coming to Xbox One, which I'm really.
Unfortunately, no news for PS4 yet.
No, because but the PS4 is getting No Man's Sky, and the Xbox One might not be.
Is No Man's Sky the one where it was
The Infinite Space and almost.
Yeah, I watched the Sony one.
No Man's Sky looks amazing, but I've been saying that for a couple of years now. No Man's Sky looks absolutely fucking beautiful.
To me, it looks boring.
I think it will be quite boring.
Just the thousands of planets that you can go on and most of them will be just empty. But I like the fact that you can discover different planets.
You name them, don't you?
You can name them, yeah.
But it's obviously all random.
I like the idea of it.
I like the idea of the game, and it was an indie game company that made this.
Yeah.
So it's a huge project. I'm a bit jealous of that, but there wasn't anything else really, apart from, I didn't really want to mention this because we spoke about it last week, and because, well, the week before, sorry, and because Matt wants us to mention it.
Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout to amazing.
Yeah. This is what Matt said about it, just to get his 2 cents in. Because obviously he's not here and he said that he don't want you people thinking he's dead. Fallout 4 looks amazing, everything else looks crap.
He might be dead.
That was basically what...
I'm not spoken for a while.
But that was basically his opinion on E3. Fallout 4 only, nothing else. And to be honest...
He's a boring bastard.
I have similar opinions.
I kind of was, apart from... Oh, fucking hell, I forgot.
See,
How the hell can I forget Battlefront?
I'm not that interested. I love Star Wars, but it's not really for me.
I'm quite a big fan. No, I was going to say I'm quite a big fan of both Battlefield and of Star Wars. So I like the idea that they've kind of put a Star Wars skin on Battlefield.
I was getting confused.
To make Battlefield.
Battlefield.
No, obviously, it's EA, it's done on the DICE engine. It looks very much like Battlefield.
It's one of those games where, when it comes cheaper, I might get it. Because other than that, I'm not a big multiplayer type person myself.
No, I'm not really.
Fair enough, I know that it's got single player in it as well, but it's just...
But single player against bots though.
Yeah, it's not
There's
really...
no campaign, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like Titanfall.
Yeah. But Titanfall doesn't even have that.
Does it not?
No.
Not even that then. Well, that's not even...
I think the thing that kind of puts me off Battlefront,
Yeah.
it's the same thing that's putting a lot of people off as well. The fact that you can't do any space combat, which a lot of people loved how big the first two Battlefront games were. So obviously there was kind of a transition between in orbit
Yeah.
and ground combat. You could literally get something, fly, land on a Star Destroyer, kick some ass, fly away.
I really enjoyed, I think it was the second Battlefront.
I was a big fan of Battlefront 2, and I kind of worry, maybe by making it just like a shiny Star Wars Battlefield,
Yeah.
that it might ruin it slightly. That's my only worry.
A lot of people are still with it though.
Yeah, but who knows?
Who knows?
So they were my highlights anyway. Quite obvious ones really. But so what was yours? I'm not sure I could even guess.
He knows exactly what my highlight was, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of other people's highlight as
Is it
well.
Metroid Federation?
Jeez,
What is it called?
God no, that looked awful.
That was horrendous shit. There's
There's not even Samus Aran in it.
There's already somebody they've set up a petition that's already got over 10,000 signatures for Nintendo to cancel the game, and it's got something like stupidly low approval rate on YouTube. And like us.
Anyway, my highlight was Final Fantasy VII, the remake. I just think that is about fucking time, to be honest. It's brilliant. They're changing parts of the story. Firstly, they're going to change it so it's a bit more understandable for everyone around. They're going to obviously probably change the translation of it so that it's easier to understand in that sense as well. And they're going to add new story elements to it. More than likely, they're going to change the battle system as well. I don't know how or what to, but more than likely going to do it instead of just being like time-based.
Do you think turn-based strategy
Turn-based.
is that an end, or in general? I know a lot of people are quite critical of turn-based sort of RPGs, especially obviously Japanese RPGs that use that system.
I don't think it's at an end, but
I think it's
less.
it's more dull, I think.
Yeah, I used to love it
With
when I was young.
early Final Fantasy games and
Yeah.
Pokemon and Choco Brothers game. So I got it.
I don't even know if that exists.
It should do.
It's probably what Mike he's probably made his own game to be fair.
If EA or anyone's watching,
Yeah, EA are watching, definitely. EA are watching us. But no, that's the big thing for me. Final Fantasy VII.
see, I was gonna come on this podcast and this vlog, sorry, not podcast, and be really critical of Final Fantasy the remake. I really can't.
It looks beautiful.
I really can't find any anger, because even though I'm usually against remaking things that are genuinely great and genuinely culturally important, it's not always a bad thing. Plenty of things get remade good and rebooted good as well. Obviously, it might be more of what you would call a reboot rather than a remake now. I know the sort of split hairs here.
Funny things are in the names.
What's a new Halloween film? That'll be a reboot.
But it's not. It's going to be a sequel.
Well, sequel to number 2.
Is that what it's actually from number 2? I know it's
Yeah.
going to be a sequel from the older.
It's got to be a sequel to number 2, so that's pretty
Nothing
much.
to do with Rob
I
Zombie.
consider that to be a reboot in some ways.
Yeah, I guess. If it's ignoring the whole case
Yeah, it's something, yeah.
thing, then
And everything after that as well, which we're not going to talk about that. That's next week.
that's next week. But luckily it's nothing to do with Rob Zombie. Just thank God for that.
So I'm usually against remakes and reboots. But
FF7, they're beautiful.
I kind of think, it's been, almost 20 years, and it's genuinely a great game.
I had
And I think with the
jaw drop reaction.
technology that we've got now, I'm not really against remaking it. I would maybe rather game companies spend time and money on new projects. I'm not really against good things.
But then I'm
being
looking forward
remade.
to Final Fantasy 15 as well. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm not.
I think that looks pretty good.
But I'm not really a big Final Fantasy fan anymore.
I love it. I didn't like 13. 13 was crap. I liked Lightning in 13, but the actual game's terrible.
I think the Final Fantasy 7 remake was the big Sony story really from E3, I think.
Oh, definitely. And Last Guardian, but we'll get on to that.
Yeah.
When the trailer for Final Fantasy 7 remake came on though, because obviously they didn't say, oh yeah, this is going to be Final Fantasy 7, they just said something big and epic what people have been wanting for years. It then started, and straight away I was like, this is Final Fantasy.
Had that urban, grimy feel that the other.
I was just like, this is Final Fantasy. I heard the music, and I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I'm sure that there's Barrett somewhere, and I saw like the gun hand, and I saw Midgar, and that was just like, I was just like, yes. That was basically.
That's what E3 is about, isn't it? That's what E3 is about.
That was my reaction to it. I was so happy. I was chuffed, completely chuffed. Any people from England that doesn't know what chuffed means, it means happy, basically. And then Last Guardian, finally started off as a PS3 game to come.
It feels like it started off as a SNES game. How long the saga's been going on for,
You see, a lot of people have complained that
you've lost all your hair in the time it's taken to be released.
Yeah, I have. I actually have. But people are complaining because of the graphics of it still looking like a PS3 game.
I'm not sure. I thought it looked.
The gameplay still being kind of old style gameplay. Whereas to me, I thought I don't really care as long as it's a good story and a good game.
I thought the art style was fine.
I thought, I
had no issue with. I thought graphically it was a bit bland. I'm not going to say it looked amazing.
It's like a lot of people are saying about Fallout.
Well, Fallout 4 was wonderful.
It's like the graphics for Fallout 4. Fair enough, they're not like the most up-to-date graphics, but I don't really care. It still looks like a pretty game. It looks like a decent game. It's going to be amazing, and they can do some brilliant things on it. What it's showing you up to now. Like there's no more thing for when you're making faces and whatnot. Like no more slider. It is just basically just drag and change everything.
I think it looks a lot better than most people. I thought it was going to get funny then. I think
Mike thinks.
I think it looks a lot better than a lot of people have been saying, basically.
Oh, I do, to be honest.
I thought they've said that
you mean Fallout or Last Guardian? Or
Fallout. Both actually.
Yeah.
Fallout. And I said the Last Guardian, I believe the art style is good enough for it to be a pretty game.
That's what it is.
For example, Fallout 3, I know I'm sort of mixing and twisting everything here.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 is one of my favourite games, but it was fucking ugly. And it's not all about graphics. I think people sort of worry too much about graphics. And when a game...
That's what annoys me.
But the issue is people have high expectations because nowadays game trailers are quite often shown on a super high spec PC.
Yeah.
Using game set or graphics settings that never get into the final version. Look at Watch Dogs. Some people said The Witcher 3 was dealt for that as well, which is probably true, but not as much as Watch Dogs did. But I think people expect game trailers to be dishonestly pretty, whereas sometimes an accurate version of it is probably better.
Saying something similar to Dishonestly. Dishonored 2 is coming.
I never really got into Dishonored.
I enjoyed the
against,
first one, but it wasn't anything special.
I've got nothing against Dishonored. I know people that love Dishonored, but I'm personally not a massive fan, and I should be, because I like the style, I like the gameplay, but it was something. It was something about it that I never really got into.
Mike's getting annoyed at the outside world. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Dishonored and that. But, to be honest, other than Final Fantasy VII, the Sony thing, like the whole Sony part of E3, disappointed me.
A lot of people are talking about that game.
Nothing I was excited for, really, other than that.
For Honor, is it called? And IGN, the slightly less reputable website than that was. Kidding. IGN said it was their sort of hidden gem of E3, and I think GameSpot and a few other sites said a similar thing as well. It was basically a medieval combat game. It didn't look that amazing.
Oh wait, which one?
I'll show a video after this, I think.
Which one is it though? It's not the one where it's like older generation type people fighting robot dinosaurs.
No.
That one. That a lot of people are saying that. Do you know which one I mean?
No.
There's a game coming where there's like people. Basically, the world's gone to shit, and there's robots everywhere, like robot dinosaurs, and there's a girl with a bow and arrow.
Barry, Jesus. I can't remember.
But
I know what you mean.
everyone's saying that looks amazing, and to me, that's just like, really? Does it really?
What was it called?
I'm rather happier for the next Hitman game. Hitman looks actually quite good and a bit more serious than Absolution was. I look more forward to South Park, the second South Park.
That's called the second South Park. What consoles is it on?
Probably all of them.
Is it going to be next gen?
Probably all of them, yeah.
Or currently now?
Yeah, it's going to be, what is it called? The Fractured Butthole. That's the next South Park game.
A lot of people are heavily criticising Assassin's Creed, saying, is it Chronicle the next one? Or was that Syndicate? A lot of people are saying that is, shows that game developers are devoid of imagination somewhat.
I think it looks interesting, but I want to know what happens in the present now as well in Assassin's Creed. Well,
yeah.
Because it's like spoilers.
No. Okay.
I don't know if it was Assassin's Creed 3 or 4 where it happened. I think it was 3, where the main guy in the present died.
That was in 3 way down. Yeah, and 4 was a new guy, wasn't
And
it?
4 was it was you basically playing it. But I want to know what else they're doing, like what Abstergo's doing now. And with the Syndicate trailer we've seen, it only seems like they're doing the past. There doesn't seem to be anything to do with the present. But then that might just be.
I can't remember
Yeah, but
for the
then
trailer.
to be honest, I didn't play the last one. I didn't play Unity.
I've got no interest in playing Unity. I played Black Flag and just couldn't get into it.
I really enjoyed 3 and Black Flag.
I'm really not a big fan of the series, basically. I can't remember
The
what
whole
it was.
franchise.
The whole franchise, basically. I'm looking forward to Just Cause 3 though.
I think Mike's having brain farts today instead of me.
Just Cause 3, I'm looking forward to that.
It does look fun.
Just
but
Cause
at the
2
same
was
time,
really
it's the
fun.
same as the other one.
Just Cause 2 was. I don't mind that. I don't mind a bit more of Just Cause 2.
Well, neither do I.
What showing you?
So I'm looking forward to Uncharted 4. So yeah, there was basically nothing really that excited me about E3.
It wasn't really.
Final
Strangely, even though I started this episode, please save Constantine. Even though I started this episode, really excited
It's
about
never
E3.
gonna stop.
There's not actually that much at E3 that excited me.
No, that's what I mean. It's like I was saying, Final Fantasy VII, that's the biggest thing for me. Hitman, I'm going to enjoy. But I'll wait till it's cheaper. South Park, I'm going to enjoy. But I probably won't get that release date. Because it does look like...
I didn't play the last one.
It does look like they're going to make it bigger and better than the last one, and I actually really enjoyed the last one. This one's not going to be like the Stick of Truth. I don't know if you've seen the recent South Park episodes, but it's going to be about the Coon and friends. And that's not a racist derogatory term there, by the way. It's because Cartman dresses up like a raccoon and calls himself the Coon. It's like little superhero stuff. So it's basically going to be a South Park superhero game. And then Uncharted 4, I'll get that, but when it's cheaper. Last Guardian, I'll get that, but when it's cheaper. There's not really much at all that I'm that excited for. I'd much prefer a SNES again and play some old games like that. Old SNES games. Where the whole thing's at.
I'm more than happy with my backwards compatible Xbox.
And I'm more happy with my... Well, I'm not more happy because, like I said, I'm just wanting a SNES. I really am wanting a SNES at the minute. Just for the illusion of Gaia, I think it is. I think that's what it's called. Basically, old RPGs. On
Gaia?
SNES. Loved them. Gaia. I don't know how you pronounce it. And then, but obviously, yeah, I'm still happy though with my PS4. That's not going to be ever backwards compatible, especially with PlayStation now.
So you heard it here first. Adrian will be happy. Gaia.
Cheers, guys. It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.